Hello, it is Monday, May the 9th, and just as I started to record, I was trying to think of whether or not I even uploaded a video yet. I knew I didn't upload one yesterday because it was Mother's Day, but the last one I think was pretty short, which is why I feel like it's been a long time since I've sat down and talked. And in all honesty, I'm at home. It is a school day, and I'll explain why I'm at home in just a second, but I just feel like haven't picked up the camera as much, A, because I've been really busy, and B, because there hasn't been a whole lot to share because kids have been state testing and there's not really anything that's like interesting to talk about in that regard. But also because I just feel like in the last month or so, I have not been in control of life. Life has just been controlling me. Like, I'm just surviving day to day, just making it through each day. Basically the whole cliche, like, I have not been thriving, I have been surviving, and have not felt totally in control of how my days go. So it's just been frustrating. And this week I'm gonna try and shift out of that feeling by doing some things that I think I need to readjust and reevaluate, just more so in like how I handle my personal life. Not like my personal life, but like my life, my personal habits. And I'll also mention that a little bit as well. So you haven't really missed anything, just me making it through each day, as I'm sure each of you have been doing as well. It is May 9th. Our last day of school is May the 26th, so I have about 3 weeks of school left. And it's a time of the year, I think I've said this in recent vlogs, I haven't experienced what we're experiencing right now in 8th grade because we haven't had a normal end of the year since I've taught middle school. So it's just really busy with activities and field trips and awards and just like all these logistical things that need to be taken care of. So that's really what Taylor and I have been doing. Just making it through each day. Now on to why I'm home on a Monday. Big development, if you don't follow me on Instagram, is I've been telling people I accidentally bought a car on Friday. Now, I'm just as surprised as I'm sure some of you are. I knew I was going to be getting a new car in the coming months, and in fact had narrowed it down to 3 cars I was looking at. And last week I decided to start test driving the 3 cars I was interested in because I wanted to know the price of the car I was going to want to get so that I can figure out how much money I need to put down or save or whatever the case may be. So last week I test drove last week I test drove a Volvo. I think it's XC90. I always get the letters confused. And I didn't love it. Like, it's an expensive car, and I feel like if I'm going to be paying luxury car prices, I definitely want to get in that car and feel like I'm driving something luxurious, which I didn't feel. I felt like it was sturdy and safe, but I was just looking for more. So I left there, and then by the end of the week, I just needed a mental break. So I think on Thursday, I decided I'm gonna take a half day tomorrow, which would have been Friday. Not for really any reason in particular, just I just needed to get my weekend started earlier. I just needed some extra time to just decompress. So I took a half day on Friday, and what I decided to do was, I'm gonna go test drive the second car I'm looking at, since it's the middle of the day and no one's really around. But really was like, I'm not getting, this is purely research. So I go down there and I test drove the second car. I'm not gonna tell you what it is now. I'm gonna try and build some suspense in case you wanna know what car it is, keep you guys watching. And I liked it. And it's a car I had test driven like 10 years ago. So I've always been interested in this particular car. So I test drove it, made it very clear to the salesperson I was not trying to get a car today, so let's not go there. We're not running credit, we're not doing any of that. And then he was asking me why, and I told him my reasons why. And then honestly, what I was going to do, and some people would disagree with this plan, but my plan really was, I was probably gonna lease a car and then more than likely purchase it like I did with my Volkswagen. But if you've done any research with car buying or car leasing or anything like that, leasing a car right now is actually more expensive in some cases than financing it. A lot of times, like when I got my Volkswagen, I was not expecting to get a car, so I had to lease it to keep my payments low. And a lot of people will lease cars for that reason, among other. But that just doesn't work now. Like, leasing a car doesn't mean anything in terms of your monthly payment. So I test drove it, laughed and said, definitely this is a car that's on the finals list. And there was a third car that I was going to test drive, which was the Audi Q8. And I never test drove that one because I really just like this one. And the salesperson really wanted my business. Like, he really wanted my business and was almost begging me not to leave. But I did leave because I told him, like, look, I need to go home and process information on my own and think things through on my own. I'll get back to you. More than likely, this is the car that I'm gonna pick, and if I pick it, I'll come back to you. And so he's like, well, I just want to let you know, it is Friday. We are trying to make sales. The manager is willing to take $5,000 off the price if you finance it today, as opposed to waiting till tomorrow. So that definitely caught my attention. And then also, interest rates are not the most stable thing. So then I thought about, if I wait a few months, I don't know what the rates are going to be then. Hold on. So that was a factor. And lastly, my parents needed a car. So those are all the things that I thought about. And needless to say, I came home, thought about it, did some research, looked up rates. Then I ended up putting in an application because I wanted to know concrete numbers, because at this point we were just talking pricing and monthly payments in theory without having my credit pulled or anything like that. And so I applied because I wanted concrete numbers to kind of figure out what I was going to do, whether it was that day or going forward. And once that was done, and I thought through some other things that I'll go in detail about in another video, I decided to get a car. And I'm still shocked and surprised by all of that. The good news is that with all my hard work over the past couple of years, I have very strong credit. So that was, I had good credit before, but it's now been strengthened even more. So that was great. And in regards to all the financial ins and outs of getting this car, I'm not going to talk about that in this vlog or in the upcoming vlogs. I firmly believe that I'm very close to getting all debts paid off within the next few months. And so when that happens is when I plan on talking in more detail about the financing of this car and why I chose to do it sooner rather than later in more detail, and all of that. So stay tuned for that. So said all that to say, I'm home today because I need to make phone calls. I need to get my car insurance fixed. I need to do some things with the title on my Volkswagen, and I needed to get my windows tinted. That was just like an absolute must that I needed to get done. So I said, hey, just take the day off. Like, at this point, take it as a mental health day. You deserve a break. So that's what I'm doing. My mom took me to drop off my car to get the windows tinted. I'm now home. She's at work. She's gonna come back later and drop me off to pick up my car. And I will show it to you. I'll show you the inside. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show it to you. I don't know that I'll make you wait till the end of the vlog to see it, but I'll definitely show it to you in this vlog somewhere. So I'm just here. I'm currently making some breakfast. Some bacon's baking. Riley's napping here, little Rubu. And yeah, so I'm gonna make those phone calls today and get all that situated. And then that's pretty much it, and cook, obviously. So today, the vlogging might look a little bit different. It's kind of gonna be a preview of what some of the summer vlogs are gonna look like. And in all honesty, I'm not even sure. All I know is going forward with life, I need to buy time somewhere. So I just have a feeling that the amount of uploading may scale down over the summer because my days are pretty redundant. And so I don't even know how I got on that tangent, but that's that. So anyway, I've been talking now for almost 10 minutes, so I'm gonna stop talking, eat some breakfast. I think the next time I check in with you guys today, it'll be to show you my car. And yeah, so I hope you guys are well. I hope you had a great Mother's Day, which was yesterday, and I'll talk to you in a few hours. All right, well, hopefully the lighting is good. It's about 5 o'clock. I'm home. The windows are all tinted. Here is my new car. I ended up getting an Acura MDX A-Spec edition, which is just like a sportier version of it. This is a car that I test drove like 10 years ago. I think I test drove it on a birthday just for the fun of it. Loved it then, and I think it was just fate that I owned one because I found myself back with it. I've had it since Friday, and so far I love it. It takes a lot of getting used to just in terms of the technology that's involved with this car and just cars in general, because my car was a 2013. But here's just a quick look on the inside if you're curious. So with this model, it comes with this red stitching along the side that carries over in the front. It has like a sportier steering wheel. It has a nice display, and then just all this stuff that I had to learn yesterday. That's how I spent some of my Mother's Day. The best part that I learned this morning is that this cup holder is large enough to fit my large hydro flask. I got some cup holder protectors from Amazon to kind of go with the red theme, and I've always loved Hello Kitty. But yeah, it's very spacious, it's very roomy, it's very comfortable to drive. It does have a third row. Is the car payment more than what I was used to paying? Absolutely. I'm still in a little bit of like shock about that, but again, I'll talk about all of that in more detail when I do my financial update video, and that should happen within the next few months. So that's the inside. Here is the outside. Let me just lock it really quickly. So this is what it looks like from the outside. I just got white because I just love a good white car. I just think it always looks nice and clean even when it's dirty. So there it is. I know I'm doing a very terrible job of showing it to you. Here's the other side. I'm gonna try and show you the front because I like the way the front of it looks, but it's kind of tight in here. And there's like the front grille. I just like the design of that. It looks aggressive, so I like it because the car has this very like sporty look, sporty and sassy, but classy at the same time. I did name her. Her name is Blanca, and I named her with the help of people on Instagram. I put out a poll, and Blanca, the name Blanca came up a lot of times, and I just think it's fitting. So that's my big life update. That's what I did on Friday, accidentally. So I'm back home. I need to, I think I'm gonna walk Riley and cook, and that's really it. So tomorrow I will be back at work. It's gonna be a busy week. We have 6th grade orientation on Wednesday, which I'm in charge of. And then on Thursday, we have a leadership field trip, so I'll be gone all day. I have a union meeting, sorry, the lighting. I have a union meeting tomorrow. I'm supposed to meet with a retirement rep on Wednesday. It's just like a lot of random things going on. So I'm gonna do the best that I can to check in with you. And yeah, that's it. I will see you guys at some point tomorrow, I believe. So I will see you then. It is 4:30. If you hear some old school jams playing, that's because there's a company here working on our sound system, and I guess that's how they're testing the speakers to make sure they work. Right now they're playing Papa Was a Rolling Stone. You can hear that. Today, it's not bad. It's just like literally, I feel like I'm gonna say this every day. There's like 5,000 things going on at once, and somehow I'm responsible for each of those things happening. So the big thing is tomorrow is the incoming sixth grade orientation that I'm in charge of because it's something that leadership has a big part in. So I have the slides made. I can't really show you the slides because that student's on it. The slides have been made, created. I had to clean it up, make it cute because multiple people were collaborating on it and it just needed, you know, a little pizzazz. So I added that to it, sent them an image of, or a PDF version of it to make sure everybody's okay with what it's saying. We have been practicing for the past couple of weeks. We have 8th grade tour guides that are gonna take classes of 6th graders around. Speaking of which, I need to find out how many classes there are. And they're gonna have a 6th grade buddy that's going to accompany them and talk about their experience as a 6th grader. So we've been practicing the tours and all of that. And we ran through in the multi-purpose room today. Sorry, like I feel like I can't even get my thoughts straight. And kind of ran through the slides with the administrators and the students that are gonna be speaking tomorrow. So hopefully everything goes well with that. I feel pretty comfortable with the tours. And I think just the program itself is going to be okay. It's gonna be more lively than what I experienced when I would bring my 5th graders here, because way back in the day, I worked at one of the elementary schools that feed into the school. So I've been to a few of their orientations, and so hopefully this one feels a little bit more interactive and lively than the ones I've been to in the past. I know that was the goal of the principal here. So hopefully that is the case. So we have that under control. And then in addition to that, like I had to close grades today. The rest of the teachers, or the non-8th grade teachers, their grades aren't due today, but ours are due today because the secretary has to get GPAs together and all of that. So I just finished doing that. And we just have like these odd days where half the class is gone for a variety of reasons. So you can't really teach a whole lot. So then you do feel like you're babysitting. Yeah, it's just that time of year. So there's not really anything I can show you. So I'm sorry about that, but like this is the script, if that feels like anything. So I have 15 tour guides. I think there's a little over 300 incoming 6th graders that are gonna be coming. And I have 15 tour guides, and the tour is the last thing, the last part of the program tomorrow. And so there's a total of, I think, 16 stations. And so the kids have been practicing what they are supposed to say at every station. They wrote this themselves in committees. And so yeah, at this point tomorrow, it's just kind of in the hands of the kids. They've practiced and now it's just time to do. So I'm getting ready to, oh, and then I just finished, before you saw me finalizing my grades there, I also had a union meeting, the last meeting of the year. So my responsibilities there are done for the year. We'll see if I do it again next year. And now I need to leave and go to the credit union to get everything situated with Blanca. If I didn't tell you, that's the name of my car. I don't know why I did this when I bought the car. I moved money around from accounts to accounts, but then I wrote a check from the wrong account. I wrote a check from the account that I had moved the money out of. I was probably so disheveled mentally that I just wasn't thinking straight. So now I gotta go fix that problem by putting the money back. I gotta go take money out of one of my accounts and put it in a whole nother one. So, but the good news is I don't have to go home and cook because I did that last night. I don't have to go home and exercise because I did wake up, in fact, this morning at 4:30, did my Peloton class, my little ab workout. It was rough, but it is so much nicer just to be leaving at 4:30 knowing that after these errands, I don't have to go home and do anything besides walk Riley and just kind of maybe think through tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna call the secretary right now because I need to see if she can tell me how many classes, how many actual 5th grade classes there are is what I need to know. So that was my Tuesday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hi. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. It's about 3:30. I'm getting ready to go home. I just have to straighten up my room before I do, just for my peace of mind. Today was 5th grade orientation, so the kids that will be 6th graders next year came in from the 3 elementary feeder schools that the school is comprised of, and the purpose is just to kind of let them see the campus, give them a very brief tour, and really that's it. Get them acclimated, let them meet the principals really quickly, and then they have a more formalized one where parents are involved. I think it's coming up soon. I don't know exactly when. And the good news is, and 8th grade leadership kind of hosted. We organized it, I think. I didn't know if I was in charge of organizing the whole thing as the 8th grade leadership teacher or just providing the tour guides, because that's one of the things the 8th graders did. But I feel like I did a combination of the two. I made the slides for it. I sent those out. I requested certain people to speak and have little performances, and it all went really well. I had 8th grade leadership students, 6th grade leadership students, and 7th grade leadership students. The 6th grade leadership kids, some of them were buddied up with 8th graders as co-tour guides so that the incoming 6th graders that are currently 5th graders could see kids that were closer to them in age and see like they're still here, they survived, they didn't die in middle school. And then the rest of the 6th graders and the 7th grade leadership kids were just used as hype crowds. So we wanted the kids to arrive on campus and have this overwhelming feeling of school spirit and excitement, and I feel like we were successful in creating that. And we introduced them to the house system, did a little dance performance. We had a choir performance song, and it was great. And I just briefly spoke to the principal. He said he was very pleased with how it went. I'm pleased. I know the tour guides felt very good about what they did and how comfortable they were. So that was nice. I think having them practice their tours a few times was a great idea, and it built confidence in them. And that is now one big responsibility I felt I had that I can check off the list. And when I tell you I am tired, I really try not to be the teacher at the end of the year that's just playing movie after movie after movie, because that feels lazy to me. But today, after that, we were done with all of that by, let's say 10:30, 10:40. I had nothing left to give. Like, I couldn't do anything else, so we came back and no, that's not even anything. I came back and I just told I was honest with the kids. I was like, I don't even know what we're doing for the rest of the day. We're probably just gonna watch a movie because Miss Robinson needs to rest her body and her nerves. So that's what we did. And then tomorrow I'm gone for a leadership field trip, like end of the year celebration. So half of my homeroom class will be missing, and so they will probably see another movie tomorrow. And it is what it is. I'm literally living one day at a time. I don't even have like the mental capacity to think of lessons to deliver or teach. So I'm just living day by day, but I'm also gonna give myself some grace because I've had a lot of things going on. So there's that. I also got some delicious snickerdoodles from a student, so that was great. But now I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna walk Riley. I worked out again this morning. Once again, in this moment, I am very thankful to 4:30 a.m. Latanya for getting up and working out, because it's so nice to know that I don't need to go home and do that right now. I do need to cook because I have a manicure appointment tomorrow after the field trip, and I'm trying to conserve money with my new car payment and the down payment that I made, so I don't want to eat out. And so that's how the day went. The battery's about to die, and that is my cue to go ahead and end things here. So I will see you guys tomorrow.